Teacher Bestie. This school year stretched your girl. I mean, for real, okay? I've had moments, there were moments where I laughed, there were moments where I questioned myself. There were even moments where I wanted to quit and like throw in the towel. And then there were moments that reminded me of exactly why I was in the classroom. And so as I'm reflecting this summer, I am looking over the last year and being reminded that I learned so much, and it was definitely more than just new teaching strategies. So I want to share with you 6 lessons this school year taught me as a teacher. Keep watching. Lesson 1, I don't have to be everything to everyone. We're already starting off good, right? So, one of the biggest lessons I had to learn this year was really the reality that I cannot carry everyone's expectations. So, whether that's students, parents, administration, co-workers, my own family, and as a perfectionist, being honest, a lot of the times my own expectations, right? Girl, no one is expecting you to be all things to all people all at the same time, all the time. I had to learn that saying yes to everything often meant saying no to myself. And it just doesn't leave you in a good space to be able to pour and give at 100% like you want to. Lesson number 2, presence is more powerful than perfection. I feel like this is therapy already. You know what my students probably won't remember is if the anchor chart was perfect. They probably won't even care if the lesson went as planned. In fact, they don't even know what the plans are, right? What they will remember more than anything else is how I made them feel. And so presence is always more powerful than perfection. And so this year, I really had to take a step back from being a perfectionist and become a specialist in presence and making sure that teaching is not always just performing. A lot of us do that very well. Most impactful teachers are those that are able to connect to students, to help them feel seen, heard, and most importantly, understood and cared for. And that's a lesson that I plan on taking forward, not just in next year, but forever. Lesson number 3, burnout does not happen overnight. Burnout sneaks in. It's one late night, one skipped lunch, one more responsibility, one more committee, right? One more assignment, one more thing that you're picking up until suddenly you don't recognize yourself, or at least you're too tired to even see yourself. And that's why I'm learning to pay attention sooner and how to say no without explanation. Lesson number 4, rest isn't selfish. This ties back to my other videos. If you haven't seen them, you want to go check them out, especially rest is not earned. So exactly that, really understanding that the healthier I am, the healthier your classroom will be. The more excitement you have, the more excitement your classroom will have. It's not about performance, but it is being able to pour out because you are renewed and you have recovered and not just simply taking rest. Lesson number 5 is a little emotional for me, but my identity is not just in the classroom. So this one is a really hard one for me because as much as I enjoy and I'm thankful for being able to teach, and I really had a great time this year. But the reality is I'm not just a teacher. I'm a wife, I'm a mom, I'm a friend, I'm a preacher, I'm a revivalist. I enjoy cooking and farming and reading and all the things, right? I am a cluster of things, not just a teacher in the classroom. Simply put, simply put, my identity is not just limited to what happens in my classroom. I think really just sitting in the fact that I'm Patrice and I am this multifaceted individual that have a multiplicity of gifts, and that's okay. And showing up in the classroom well doesn't limit me just to the classroom, right? Like that's not where your identity solely rests, and anything you do outside or before this profession or this job, for me, it doesn't mean that it's obsolete, right? And so when I forget that personally, teaching becomes heavier than it has to. Now, granted, teaching is already heavy because it requires all of you. But when your identity feels like it is relegated just to your classroom, it does make teaching heavy. It does make it harder. It makes life and the job heavier than it has to be, especially when it's something that you could be spending time loving. So, learning and remembering that identity is not just limited to the classroom. Number 6, last one. The little things matter more than I think. Listen, bestie, if I've learned anything, I have definitely learned. Now, the other 5 are really good. Don't get me wrong. They were good. But for real, it is that the little things actually matter more than you realize. As teachers, it's easy to measure our success by the things that we see, right? Like, did they pass the test? Did they do well on the assessment or the state testing? Did they master the standard, or whatever the case is? Did everything go according to plan? How well did that lesson go over? But the reality is, and I think the more that I'm in the classroom, I'm also having to constantly remind myself that some of the most important things that you're teaching your students will never show up on a report card. A standardized test can never measure the true entirety of the impact that you're making in the classroom. It's the student who finally believes in themselves. It's the student who hated math before and thought they were stupid because they couldn't do it, but now somehow they believe that they are capable simply because of the patience that you had with them. It's the child who felt safe in your classroom because life was chaotic and home was not safe. It's the student who literally in the summer keeps telling their mom to reach out to you and let you know that they miss school and they've never felt this way about learning before. It's the quiet encouragement that you give before a test. It's the smile at the door in the morning. It's the conversations during recess. And for me, it's me constantly trying to catch up with the slang that my students are using. It's the teacher note that you snuck into their mailboxes. It's those small things that matter. Sometimes we don't get to see the harvest. We simply plant the seed. And I think because we are on the seed planting side, it's easy to feel like it doesn't matter because we don't see the success. But the reality is, without a seed, there is no harvest. This year reminded me that the goal is not to create perfect students, right? As much as we want to. But the goal really is to faithfully love, teach, encourage, and invest in the children that God has placed into your classroom. To literally pour into them as much as they have capacity for. And so years from now, they're not going to remember the math lesson. Guarantee they will not remember the science, right? But they will remember that they had a 4th grade teacher or whatever grade that you teach. They will remember that they had you and that you believe they could do hard things. And so when life is hard, they will remember that if no one else believed or if no one else saw them, you did. And honestly, Teacher Bestie, as I'm reflecting even now, recording this with you, for me, that's the kind of impact that I want. That's enough, right? I appreciate that they make good grades, and I love to celebrate in the fact that all of my kids left above grade level. But even in lieu of all that, I am proud that they left my classroom with more integrity. They left my classroom knowing how to handle conflict and to have hard conversations. But most importantly, every one of them left my classroom knowing that Miss Schaefer has my back and that she believes in me. And that's the kind of impact that really makes lasting impressions on kids. Even if they don't remember your name, they remember how you made them feel, and most importantly, they remember that you believed even when they didn't. So as I look back over the school year, I am grateful because although every day wasn't easy, every lesson did not go as planned, everything just quite honestly didn't get taught the way I wanted it to, right? But because I look back and every single day I had an opportunity to invest in children that God chose for me. and to be able to pour into their lives. And I mean, that's a calling that's higher than just teaching arithmetic or even science, right? To be able to impact lives on a daily basis and to pour into them consistently. So, Bestie, every school year is going to teach us something, right? My question for you is, what did this school year teach you? What did you learn about yourself? What lessons did your students teach you about the importance and the impact of what you do? Leave it in the comments. I want to know. I want to hear from you. I want to interact and engage with you. But if you're still processing this year or even needing help to process, I want you to download my free Rest, Renew, Reset reflection worksheet so that I can help you process and go through the things. Again, to find out what drained you, but also what gave you life. To be able to isolate the moments that really imparted joy into you. And so those are the things that we can keep and take with us into the next year. Let's process it together, right? Until next time, it is your teacher bestie, the one, the only, Patrice, with Keeping It Teacherish. Listen, I'll see you next time. But until that time, go do something that deposits back into you this summer. Bye, guys.